The Galactic Salvage Exchange had seen everything. Ancient cruisers, pirate destroyers, wrecks pulled from black holes, even relics from civilizations that had vanished millions of years ago. But on this day, every species in the auction hall laughed at the same piece of junk. Floating in the center of the massive docking bay was a colossal human-sized battleship with its hull split open, engines silent, and armor covered in centuries of scars. Entire weapon batteries were missing. Its reactor had long gone cold. Every scan labeled it with the same verdict: irreparable. The auctioneer sighed. Lot 729. Unknown pregalactic warship. Estimated age 12,000 years. Primary systems destroyed. No AI response. Scrap value only. Opening bid, 7 credits. Silence. Not a single alien empire placed a bid. The Varex merchants mocked its primitive design. The elegant Illyrians dismissed it as outdated metal. Even the ruthless Draker military refused to waste cargo space hauling it away. Then the doors opened. A small delegation from Earth quietly entered the hall. Humanity was still considered a minor civilization. They had only joined the galactic community 30 years earlier and possessed no legendary fleets or ancient technology. Most species viewed humans as clever engineers, but politically insignificant. The lead human representative studied the abandoned vessel without saying a word. Unlike everyone else, he wasn't looking at the damage. He was studying the construction, the unusual armor layering, the strange power conduits, the impossible geometry hidden beneath centuries of corrosion. Something about the ship didn't make sense. Looked broken, yet every structural beam remained perfectly aligned, almost as if it had been designed to survive destruction itself. The representative raised a single hand. 7 credits. The entire auction hall burst into laughter. The auctioneer blinked twice. Sold. News spread across the galaxy within hours. Humans had purchased the most worthless battleship ever discovered. Galactic media turned it into a joke. Talk shows called it Earth's largest scrap purchase. Military analysts claimed humans had embarrassed themselves. Even Earth's own allies questioned the decision. Only the engineering crew aboard the heavy transport vessel Atlas Dawn remained strangely excited. As they escorted the gigantic wreck toward Earth's classified orbital shipyard, Chief Engineer Maya Chen stood silently before the damaged bridge. Her scanner kept displaying impossible readings. No energy. No reactor. No computer. Yet, tiny bursts of microscopic power pulses continued flowing through the ship. A heartbeat. She frowned. This thing isn't dead. An assistant laughed nervously. It has been abandoned for 12,000 years. Maya slowly placed her hand against the ancient hull. For just 1 second, the cold metal became warm. Then every light inside the bridge flickered. Far beyond the Milky Way, hidden inside a forgotten region where no modern civilization dared travel, an ancient automated beacon suddenly activated for the first time in 12,000 years. Its transmission contained only 6 terrifying words. The Guardian has awakened. Begin retrieval. The moment the ancient transmission echoed across the forgotten reaches of the galaxy, dozens of dormant listening stations awakened. Hidden beneath dead moons, inside drifting asteroids, even buried under the frozen oceans of abandoned worlds. Ancient machines that had remained silent for over 12,000 years suddenly came alive. One signal repeated across every frequency. Guardian detected. Retrieval protocol initiated. No modern civilization noticed. No one except Earth. Deep inside the classified Helios orbital shipyard, the mysterious battleship floated within a massive dry dock surrounded by thousands of engineers, drones, and scanning satellites. Chief Engineer Maya Chen stared at another impossible report. Run the diagnostics again. They've already been verified 5 times, her assistant replied. The internal damage is disappearing. Everyone in the control room fell silent. Huge cracks in the ship's armor had somehow sealed themselves. Destroyed power conduits had reconnected without a single repair drone touching them. Corroded metal was becoming smooth, as if time itself were reversing. The ship wasn't being repaired. It was repairing itself. No external energy source? Maya asked. None. No nanobots? None detected. No AI activity? Nothing conventional. Before anyone could speak again, the entire dock vibrated. A low mechanical sound echoed through the giant vessel. Not an explosion. Not an engine. A heartbeat. Slow. Powerful. Alive. Then every display inside the shipyard flashed with unfamiliar symbols. An automatic translation program struggled for several seconds before finally producing a sentence. Authorized builders detected. The room froze. Another message appeared. Human DNA verified. Maya felt the blood drain from her face. That's impossible, whispered one scientist. We've never seen this ship before. Yet the vessel clearly recognized humanity. Within hours, Earth's government sealed every record related to the discovery. Officially, the ship was still classified as worthless salvage. Unofficially, the greatest engineering project in human history had begun. Thousands of scientists worked around the clock. But the more they studied the battleship, the less they understood it. Its armor contained elements that did not exist anywhere in the galactic database. Its internal corridors constantly shifted position. Entire rooms appeared where none had existed before. Every day the ship revealed something new, almost as if it were testing its new owners. Then came the biggest surprise. The main reactor chamber, believed to be completely destroyed, suddenly opened by itself. Inside sat a perfectly intact energy core unlike anything humanity had ever built. It wasn't damaged. It had simply been asleep. Far beyond known space, the first retrieval fleet entered hyperspace. Hundreds of black warships accelerated toward the Milky Way without broadcasting a single message. Each vessel bore the same ancient emblem engraved across its hull. A silver shield surrounding a blue Earth. The fleet commander looked at the newly received coordinates. The Guardian has chosen new builders. An officer spoke carefully. Should we eliminate them before they activate it completely? The commander slowly shook his head. No. His expression grew unexpectedly respectful. If the Guardian accepted humanity, he paused before finishing the sentence. Then they are no ordinary species. Back above Earth, Maya Chen placed her hand on the glowing reactor. The chamber suddenly illuminated with brilliant blue light. Across the ship, systems began coming online one after another. Weapons, navigation, life support, shield generators. And finally, the bridge doors unlocked. Waiting inside was a single empty command chair. Above it, glowing letters appeared in perfect English. Welcome home, Commander. No one in the bridge spoke. The words welcome home, Commander floated above the ancient command chair, glowing with a calm blue light that reflected across polished metal surfaces no human had cleaned. The air itself felt different, as if the ship had been waiting patiently for thousands of years. President Elena Ward, Chief Engineer Maya Chen, Admiral David Holt, and a handful of carefully selected officers stepped inside. Every weapon remained holstered. Every recording device streamed live to a secure bunker beneath Earth. This has to be some kind of automated greeting, Admiral Holt whispered. Maya wasn't convinced. The chair slowly rotated toward them. Without warning, thousands of tiny lights ignited across the bridge ceiling, revealing an enormous holographic star map. Entire galaxies appeared in breathtaking detail. Civilizations known to the Galactic Council occupied only a tiny corner of the map. Humanity suddenly realized how small its understanding of the universe truly was. Then a calm mechanical voice filled the room. Awaiting command authorization. No one answered. The silence stretched for several seconds. Finally, Maya stepped forward. If this ship recognizes humanity, then let's find out why. She carefully lowered herself into the command chair. The instant she touched the armrests, blue energy spread across the bridge. Every display activated. The ship scanned her from head to toe. For one terrifying second, everyone feared it would reject her. Instead, the voice returned. Genetic compatibility confirmed. Builder lineage verified. Captain accepted. The room erupted into shocked whispers. Builder lineage? Earth had never built this vessel. Or had it? Before anyone could process the message, fragments of ancient memories flashed across Maya's mind. She saw human cities unlike anything in recorded history. Gigantic orbital shipyards surrounding a blue Earth. Millions of engineers constructing impossible warships. And a devastating war against an enemy hidden behind oceans of stars. The visions vanished as quickly as they had appeared. Maya nearly collapsed. "I saw," she whispered. "I saw humans. Not modern humans. Our ancestors." Back on Earth, historians immediately protested. Human civilization had barely reached agriculture 12,000 years ago. Building a galactic battleship was impossible. Yet every system aboard the vessel insisted otherwise. Suddenly, alarms echoed throughout the bridge. Unknown fleet entering the solar system. Every screen shifted toward deep space. More than 300 enormous black warships emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation. Each vessel dwarfed Earth's strongest cruisers. Panic spread through military headquarters. Missile batteries powered up. Orbital defense stations prepared for battle. The alien fleet stopped just beyond Pluto. They made no hostile move. No weapons charged. Instead, they transmitted a single encrypted message. The Guardian automatically translated it. "To the new keepers of the Guardian, we request peaceful contact." Admiral Holt frowned. "That doesn't make sense. If they built this fleet, why ask permission?" Before anyone could answer, another signal interrupted them. This one came from the Galactic Council. Thousands of modern warships had detected the mysterious armada racing toward Earth. Assuming humanity had secretly created an invasion force, the Council declared a full military emergency. Within hours, fleets from every major empire began mobilizing toward the solar system. Earth now stood between two massive armadas. One ancient, one modern. Neither understood the truth. Maya looked at the Guardian's star map. A new message slowly appeared across the holographic display. "Warning! The last galactic war is about to begin again." Within 48 hours, the solar system became the most heavily armed region in known space. On one side waited the mysterious ancient fleet, 300 black warships holding position beyond Pluto in complete silence. Their weapons remained offline, their formations perfectly disciplined, as if they were awaiting orders that had been delayed for 12,000 years. On the other side, hyperspace rippled endlessly as the Galactic Council's combined armada arrived. Thousands of cruisers, carriers, and dreadnoughts from every major empire surrounded the outer planets. Never before had so many rival species fought under a single banner. To them, Earth was no longer a young civilization. It was a potential galactic threat. A transmission from the Council reached Earth's orbital command. "Human government, surrender the ancient vessel immediately. Disable all unknown technology and allow our inspection teams aboard. Failure to comply will be considered an act of war." The room fell silent. President Elena Ward looked toward Maya Chin. "What does the Guardian say?" Maya turned to the glowing command console. "The ship hasn't powered its weapons," she replied. "It keeps repeating the same instruction." She read the words aloud. "Violence is the final option. Seek understanding first." Admiral Holt frowned. "That doesn't sound like a warship." Before anyone could respond, the Guardian's central intelligence activated again. The bridge dimmed. A towering holographic figure appeared in the center of the room. Not a human, not an alien, but an elegant artificial intelligence made of shimmering blue light. Its voice carried both warmth and unimaginable age. "I am Sentinel, caretaker of the Guardian. I have waited 12,000 years for humanity's return." Maya stepped forward. "Who built you?" "You did." The answer echoed across the bridge. Thousands of years ago, humanity had expanded far beyond Earth, becoming the founders of the first interstellar alliance. But when an extragalactic species known only as the Devourers invaded, the war consumed entire galaxies. To prevent the enemy from capturing humanity's greatest weapons, the ancient humans erased their own civilization from history. The Guardian and its sister ships were hidden, waiting for humanity to rise again naturally on Earth. "The cycle is complete," Sentinel said quietly. You have returned. Before anyone could ask another question, every alarm aboard the Guardian screamed. The ancient fleet suddenly changed formation. Not to attack Earth. To defend it. At the edge of the solar system, space itself began to tear apart. A massive crimson rift opened between the stars. One by one, enormous biomechanical warships emerged from the darkness. Each one was larger than a moon. The Devourers had finally arrived. Within seconds, one of the alien vessels fired a beam of crimson energy across millions of kilometers. The Galactic Council's flagship disappeared instantly. No explosion. No debris. It simply ceased to exist. Panic spread through the combined fleet. Ships broke formation. Commanders shouted conflicting orders. Entire squadrons attempted to retreat. The ancient fleet remained perfectly still. Sentinel looked toward Maya. The Guardian is only 30% operational. It will not survive this battle alone. Maya tightened her grip on the command chair. For the first time in 12,000 years, humanity faced the same enemy that had nearly erased its ancestors. She took a deep breath and opened a system-wide communication channel. This is Captain Maya Chin of Earth. Her voice echoed across every human, alien, and ancient ship in the solar system. If we fight each other today, none of us will live long enough to regret it. For a moment, the battlefield fell silent. Then, one by one, the Galactic Council fleets turned back toward the enemy. The final battle for the galaxy had begun. The battlefield erupted into chaos. Crimson beams from the Devourer fleet carved through space, tearing apart cruisers and vaporizing entire squadrons in seconds. Ships from the Galactic Council fought with unmatched courage, but every volley they fired barely scratched the colossal biomechanical invaders. Within minutes, hundreds of Allied vessels had been destroyed. Emergency distress calls flooded every communication channel. We're losing the left flank. Shields collapsing. We can't stop them. Even the mysterious ancient fleet, despite its incredible technology, struggled to hold back the advancing enemy. Their black warships formed an unbreakable defensive wall around Earth, sacrificing themselves one by one to protect the birthplace of humanity. On the bridge of the Guardian, Maya Chen watched the battle unfold. Sentinel's calm voice echoed through the command center. Guardian systems are at 31%. We require one additional power source. Admiral Holt looked around in confusion. There isn't one. Sentinel turned toward Earth, visible through the massive observation window. There is. Every eye followed. Deep beneath Earth's surface, buried for 12,000 years, an ancient reactor suddenly awakened. Across every continent, strange blue lights emerged from forgotten mountains, ocean floors, and deserts. Massive energy pillars shot into the sky, connecting with orbital satellites that no modern human civilization had ever built. The entire planet began supplying power to the Guardian. Humanity had unknowingly lived above the final piece of the ancient warship all along. The Guardian trembled. Its damaged hull transformed as hidden armor plates unfolded across its surface. Gigantic plasma cannons emerged from compartments that had appeared empty only moments before. New engine arrays expanded behind the ship, glowing with brilliant blue-white light. System after system came online. 40%, 60%, 85%. Finally, Guardian restoration complete. For the first time in 12,000 years, the legendary battleship stood fully awakened. Its true size stunned everyone. Entire sections of the ship unfolded into structures larger than modern space stations. A shimmering energy shield surrounded the vessel, extending thousands of kilometers in every direction. The Devourers immediately recognized it. Their fleet halted. For the first time since entering the galaxy, they hesitated. Sentinel smiled. They remember. Maya gripped the command chair. All weapons ready? Every system online. Target the enemy flagship. The Guardian didn't fire a missile. It didn't launch fighters. Instead, a single sphere of blue light formed beneath the bow. Silent. Perfect. The sphere expanded until it rivaled a small moon. Then it was released. The beam that followed split the darkness itself. Every devourer ship in its path vanished instantly. Not destroyed. Erased. The crimson rift connecting the enemy to another galaxy collapsed into nothingness. The remaining devourer fleet turned and fled. For the first time in millions of years, they retreated. Silence spread across the battlefield. The Galactic Council stared in disbelief. One damaged ship they had sold for 7 credits had become the greatest weapon ever seen. A week later, representatives from every major civilization gathered above Earth. The same leaders who had mocked humanity now stood in respectful silence. The Varex ambassador bowed first. "We believed you bought scrap." The Illyrian chancellor smiled. "Instead, you recovered history." President Elena Ward looked through the observation window at the Guardian resting peacefully in orbit. "It was never just a battleship," she said. "It was a promise. A promise that when darkness returned, humanity would stand again." From that day forward, no empire laughed at humanity. No pirate threatened Earth's trade routes. No tyrant dared demand surrender. Because every civilization knew the truth. The most powerful ship ever built had not been created by humanity. It had been built for humanity. And this time, the Guardians would never be abandoned again.